with you all. So, the topic for today's session is effective communication with students. So, let us talk about what is the importance of effective communication with students. And I'm going to start the discussion with uh, very first thing is like effective communication with students is essential for creating a positive learning environment and somewhere promoting academic success on a very huge level. So, clear and concise communication, it helps students understand course expectations, assignments, and instructional materials. Also, reducing confusion and frustration. Sometimes, when educators communicate effectively, they build trust and rapport with their students. So, fostering a supportive and inclusive classroom atmosphere where students feel valued and respected, this trust encourages students to actively engage in learning, ask questions, and seek assistance when needed. So, additionally, I would say effective communication provides students with constructive feedback that helps them improve their understanding and performance. By utilizing various communication channels, such as in person discussion, maybe email, WhatsApp, online platform, Zoom, Google Classroom, maybe classroom technologies, educators can reach students effectively and accommodate diverse learning styles and preferences. Overall, effective communication with students is crucial for enhancing their learning experiences, promoting academic achievement, and cultivating a positive and collaborative learning community. So, this is what the importance of effective communication with students I am going to speak to you today. So, uh, the importance what is the importance of active listening in a student teacher relationship? So when we are going to talk about it, somewhere I'm going to focus on basically three things. First is what active listening is. Second thing, it involves fully concentration, understanding like how it works, and what are the consequences when you actively listen students. So this can help you to develop a better sense of connection with children. Also, this can help the teacher to become more connected to a child. So when we talk about active listening, so एक्टिव लिसनिंग समवेयर प्लेज अ वेरी वाइटल रोल. एक ना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रोल अदा करता है एक्टिव लिसनिंग in fostering a positive student teacher relationship and promoting effective communication. So if I have to talk about the importance of the same, the very first thing is what I'm going to discuss here is understanding and empathy. So active listening demonstrates to students that their thoughts, concerns, and perspectives are valued. Active listening also, allows teachers to gain a deeper understanding of students, students' individual needs, challenges, uh, as well as learning styles. That fostering empathy and trust in relationship. Very important part of active listening, I believe, is effective communication. Like by actively listening to students, teachers can better grasp their questions. I repeat, by actively listening to students, teachers can better grasp their questions, feedback, and ideas, enabling more meaningful and constructive interactions. So, this leads to clearer communication and it reduces misunderstandings, or somewhere it enhances the overall learning experiences of students. So this is something which is very important in active listening. The thing which I was explaining was effective communication. The third also a very most very important part of active listening is support and encouragement. Like active listening creates a supportive environment where students feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear or judgment. When students feel heard and understood. Now, there's a difference in heard and understood. Like, I heard the conversation, but I'm not very clear what was it all about. But I have understood the conversation, means I have heard, understood what was being discussed, and I have clarified the things there. They are more likely to engage actively in learning, participate in classroom discussions, and seek guidance, of course, when needed. So this is the third thing which I believe active listening is important in active listening, that is support and encouragement. Next, I believe is the problem solving and conflict resolution. So active listening somewhere, enables teachers to identify and address potential issues or conflicts early on before they escalate. And somewhere by listening attentively to students, the concerns of students or the grievances the children may have, teachers can work collaboratively with them to find, solutions, and they, sorry, and they can help it to resolve a conflict effectively, promoting a positive classroom atmosphere. So this is something which is very important. Last but not the least, which is somehow a part of active listening, is uh, building rapport. So actively listening to students, builds rapport and strengthens the student teacher relationship. The student teacher relationship gets always gets affected when there's not a good rapport between the teacher and the student. So somewhere when you are actively listening to students, it builds rapport and strengthens the student teacher relationship. Also, when students feel that their voice are heard and respected and accepted and valued, they are more likely to develop a sense of connection and trust with their teacher, and it lead to a more supportive and inclusive learning environment inside the classroom. So overall, if I have to say about active listening, I'll say active listening is essential in the student teacher relationship because it fosters it helps understanding, communication, support, problem solving, and rapport, because ultimately contributing to a positive and enriching educational experience for all involved. Active listening is something which is very important to be taken care of. Next, I would like to talk about importance of clear and concise language. So when you are listening to someone, when you are listening to someone, somewhere like clear and concise language is crucial in various aspects of communication, including teaching and learning. And why it is important? So the very first is enhanced understanding. If there is a clear and concise language, there is enhanced understanding, because clear and concise language helps convey information in a straightforward manner and making it easier for students to grasp, complex concepts and instructions. So when educators use simple language without unnecessary jargon or ambiguity, so students are more likely to understand the material effectively. What is also the consequences of clear and concise language? So somewhere, clear and concise language reduces misunderstandings. Like when you are clear and concise in your language, it minimizes the risk of misunderstanding and confusion among students. So when instructions, explanations, and feedback are communicated clearly, I repeat, when instructions, explanations, and feedback are communicated clearly, students are less likely to misinterpret the information, leading to improved academic performance and engagement. What is the another benefit of clear and concise language? So of course it improved retention. Like retention is something, when you use concise language, it helps students focus on the key points and main ideas, enhancing their ability to retain and uh, recall information. So, by avoiding unnecessary details and distractions, educators can help students concentrate on the essential concepts, which somewhere facilitates learning and memory retention. So, this is something which is very important. If you use clear and concise language in discussion in any subject, of course, it increases the accessibility, because clear and concise language promotes inclusivity and accessibility in education by ensuring that all students, that all students, regardless of their background or language proficiency, they can understand the material effectively. And this is particularly important in diverse classrooms where students may have varying levels of uh, I would say language proficiency or learning needs. You can say learning needs. Uh, to another thing which I feel for clear and concise language is efficient communication. Efficient communication, I'll say, like, you know, concise language saves time and enables educators to communicate more efficiently by conveying information, you know, directly. Educators can maximize instructional time and engage students more effectively. So it can cover, more material during class sessions, and this can help. Last, I believe, the importance of clear and concise language is positive learning environment. Clear and concise language contributes to a positive learning environment by reducing frustration and increasing students' confidence in their ability. So, this is something uh, where, uh, like when students feel confident in their understandings of the material provided by the teacher or the explanation given by the teacher, so they are more likely to participate actively in class discussions and assignments. So overall, if I talk about clear and concise language, I would say is essential because effective communication in education, and it enhances understanding, so reduces somewhere misunderstandings. Also, it improves retention, like the ability to hold, and promotes accessibility. It facilitates efficient communication and fosters a positive learning environment for students. So this is something which I had to tell you regarding the clear and concise language part. Now, moving to the next. So, what is the importance of non-verbal communication in students learning for teachers? So, there are two things which I have mentioned on a slide. Like, what is the role of non-verbal communication here? So, starting from there is, like, non-verbal communication. It plays a very significant role in students' learning and experiences. So, for teachers, understanding its importance can greatly, enhance their effectiveness in the classroom. And like, I would just like to add that what are the reasons I hope I'm clearly audible now. Am I audible now? Yes. I'm so sorry. There is some technical glitches on Vodafone front, so the video is also getting affected. No worries. I'm trying my best to deliver the thing, but yes. Uh, let me just. I'm just stopping my video for the better clarity of the voice, so that you can just hear the content clearly. Just let me just share the screen. It was so. Yes. So we were talking about the non-verbal communication, and of course, we discussed about the importance of non-verbal communication. Like, non-verbal communication is somewhere essential for teachers because it helps. It helps build connection and rapport. It enhances, like clarity and also monitors students' engagement. Some manages classroom dynamics and sensitivity and empathy. So also, like, uh, effective communication skills for students as well. So by by leveraging non-verbal cues effectively, teachers can somewhere create a supportive and engaging classroom learning environment that fosters academic success and personal growth for students, of course. Moving to the next slide, and role of empathy and understanding in a teacher-student relationship. So this is something which we talk too much, but it is something which is practiced occasionally. So, dear teachers, somewhere somewhere it is very important to understand uh, the role of empathy and understanding in a student-teacher relationship, because uh, when a student-teacher relationship is there, it is somewhere which we really at times we do not focus much on this stuff, but this is something which keeps on affecting. I hope my voice is audible. Just show me a thumbs up. Show me a thumbs up if my voice is audible. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I was just talking about, like empathy and understanding play a important role in fostering a positive and supportive, like classroom environment as well as the student-teacher relationship. What we can do to develop empathy and understanding. So the very first thing is like building trust. This is the new beginning of the session. Schools are about to start with their new session from 1st of April as per CBSE norms, and this can help you, spending some time in the beginning with children, helping them to figure out their issues, helping them to understand the problems. This is all which can help them to understand and become a better version of themselves. So there your empathy and understanding is important. Also meeting individual needs, so this need, every student is unique and with their own background. They're all unique and in the different perspectives. So this personalized approach, it helps students to feel seen and heard. So it can lead to greater academic success and personal development as well. Another thing which can develop understanding is supporting social and emotional well-being. So social and emotional well-being is like empathy and understanding can help uh, uh, with students uh, with the feelings and experiences. They can provide emotional support, guidance, and encouragement. will also say this. Teachers who are jolly, funny, fun-loving, making students feel important. Students are a big fan of those teachers in comparison to the teacher who carry themselves very seriously, do not crack a single joke. So it's like that. Uh, Important thing is like somewhere I believe like when empathy and understanding takes place inside the class, it promote inclusivity and equity. There's a difference in equality and equity. I hope I'm not supposed to explain that, but yes, equity is something providing opportunity to someone who need how much support. That's it. So empathy and understanding are central, you know, to promoting inclusivity and equity in education. So teachers who empathize with students from diverse backgrounds and cultures, can create a more inclusive learning environment where all students feel valued and uh, recognizing, um, systematic barrier to learning. Empathetic teachers can help level the playing field and ensure that every student has an equal opportunity to succeed. So this is in summary, if I have to say. So empathy and understanding are fundamental to building strong teacher-student relationships that support academic achievement, to emotional well-being, activity, and engage. Uh, you know, by developing this empathy, your teaching style, your teaching can be a positive and nurturing learning environment where every student can feel valued, respected, and empowered to succeed. So this is something which is I wanted to share, and of course, somewhere help students in validating because it can help in it can help in building trust and it can help building trust and it can facilitate open communication. So this is something which we need to really understand in empathy and understanding. Coming to feedback and encouragement, of course, the problem in the present society is we give feedback, but we are not open to constructive feedback. We are not open to critical feedbacks. We have less ability to accept the critical feedback that this is not done in this way and that thing, blah, blah. So, positive reinforcement and specific actionable feedback, positive reinforcement and specific actionable feedback, this can motivate students and reinforce desired behavior. Also, providing constructive feedback and encouragement. This is essential for promoting student learning growth. So, uh, if you have to talk about the importance of feedback and encouragement in short, so I just would like to say this thing, that feedback and encouragement are essential components of effective teaching and learning. And why important? Because feedback provides students with valuable information about their progress, strength, and areas for improvement. Also, it helps them somewhere understand what they are doing well and how they can enhance their performance. So somewhere when constructive feedback guides students towards achieving their learning goals, and feedback also promotes continuous improvement. So, dear teachers, we need to understand that encouragement is something which boosts, students' confidence and motivation and self-esteem. So, It acknowledges their efforts and achievements, fostering a positive learning environment where students feel supported and valued. So encouragement somewhere inspires a child to uh like just persevere through challenges, take risk, and strive for success. So if I would like to summarize this slide, I would just like to say that feedback helps students improve their performance, while encouragement nurtures their confidence and motivation, so that ultimately contributing to their academic success and personal growth. So this is what feedback and encouragement is all about. Coming to the importance of cultural sensitivity. Dear teachers, now people are migrating. A lot of students from a lot of background may appear to your classroom, may have already been into your classroom. So somewhere being culturally sensitive and respectful of students, their diverse backgrounds, the belief from there they are coming, and values is very, very crucial for effective communication when it comes to student and teacher. Also, somewhere recognizing and valuing cultural differences, it can promote inclusivity and it can enhance communication effectiveness. So we need to really understand that like cultural sensitivity is important in education, especially for several reasons. First, sensitivity ensures that all students feel respected, valued, and included in the learning environment, regardless of their background or identity. Inclusivity is something which promotes a sense of belongingness, uh, and I would say, it fosters positive relationships among students and between students and teachers, educators, of course. Effective communication is very important when it comes to cultural sensitivity. So, understanding and respecting cultural differences in communication style, I repeat, uh, understanding and respecting the cultural differences in communication styles, norms, and values, it empowers educators somewhere to communicate more effectively with diverse student populations. It helps prevent misunderstandings and promotes clear and meaningful interactions in the classroom. Also, uh, for somewhere cultural sensitivity is essential for creating inclusive, respectful, and and uh, equitable learning environments where students can feel valued, supported, and empowered to achieve their full potential. Many times it happens inside the classroom that the teacher do not consider the cultural background of the child and says something which leads to a conflictful situations. So this is something which the teacher must be very, very, very alert of. I hope I'm clearly audible. Just show me a thumbs up. I don't want you to miss anything because things which are being discussed here are very, very important for you. So I hope I'm clearly audible. Thank you. Thank you so much. So next we are moving. Next we are moving moving to next, that is conflict resolution. So conflict resolution is basically somewhere, this is something which is very important in education for maintaining a positive learning environment and promoting healthy relationships among students and between students and educators. It is why important. The first is promoting collaboration. So, conflict resolution teaches students how to work together to address differences and find mutually acceptable solutions. So, it somewhere supports, collaborates, teamwork, and communication skills, which are essential for success in academic and professional settings. Also, active listening, empathy, problem solving skills, these are all essential for addressing conflict constructively and maintaining positive relationships with students. Also, conflict may arise in classroom, in the family, and you as an educator must be equipped with strategies for resolving conflicts efficiently. Why? Because improving communication skills also plays a very big role. If you as an educator cannot communicate effectively to the children, you are not very good. You're following nepotism or something like that. Believe this thing. There will be, or there could be some situations which can lead to a very tough time. So, as an educator, somewhere fostering respect and understanding, conflict resolution, it will be somewhere promoting respect, understanding, and empathy among students, and by encouraging them to consider others perspective and feelings, it helps reduce stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination. Somewhere, like welcoming learning environment for all students, this can be done through conflict resolution. And last, which I would say here in conflict resolution, is reducing disruptions. Like बहुत सारे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स ऐसे होते हैं जहां पे बहुत सारा डिस्ट्रप्शंस आ जाता है बीच में, कि उस व्यक्ति ने मेरे बारे में ऐसा सोचा, उसने मेरे बारे में ये बोला, इसने मेरे बारे में ऐसा कहा, एंड न जाने क्या क्या. So effective conflict resolution strategies somewhere help minimize disruptions and distractions in classroom caused by conflicts and disagreements among students. By addressing conflicts promptly and constructively, educators can maintain a focused and conducive learning environment where students can, I believe, thrive academically. So, overall, if I have to say for conflict resolution, I would say conflict resolution is essential for promoting positive relationships, communication skills, and respect, understanding, and of course, not the least, resilience, the ability to bounce back in a tough situation among students, contributing to a supportive and inclusive learning environment where all students can thrive academically and personally. So, this is something where the importance of conflict resolution comes in an effective communication with students, self awareness, and reflection. Self awareness and reflection as an educator. So, I have to talk about this specifically. Educators should engage in ongoing self awareness and reflection to evaluate their communication style, identify, uh, areas for improvement, and adapt their approach to meet the needs of diverse students effectively. So, dear teachers, somewhere self awareness and reflection are essential practices for educators to enhance their teaching effectiveness and, of course, personal growth. Uh, why are they important? So, the very first thing is, it can help you with improved teaching practices. Like self awareness allows you as an educator to recognize your strength, your weaknesses, and areas for improvement in somewhere your teaching practices. So, through reflection, as a teacher, can evaluate your instructional methods, classroom management strategies, and communication techniques, which can lead to continuous improvement in your teaching approaches. Also, somewhere enhance student engagement. So, as an educator who are self aware and reflective, they can better understand their students' need, interest, and learning style. Because we all know every child has a different sort of learning style. So we need to help the children as per their need and their style. And by reflecting on their interactions with students and adjusting their teaching methods accordingly, educators can create more engaging and meaningful learning experiences that cater to diverse students needs. Of course, self awareness can help you with good communication. It can promote of lifelong learning. Like educators who engage in self awareness and reflection model the importance of lifelong learning for their students. So by demonstrating a commitment to personal and professional growth, educators inspire uh, students to adopt a growth mindset, embrace challenges, and strive for continuous improvement in their own learning journeys. So when you become self-aware, of course, your emotional intelligence also gets enhanced. Self-awareness and reflection, it somewhere helps educators develop get greater emotional intelligence, enabling them to manage their emotions, handle stress, and respond empathetically to the needs of their students. Educators who are emotionally, aware and reflective, you know, can create a safe and supportive classroom environment where students feel understood, valued, and empowered to succeed. Also, cultivation of resilience is like reflective practice encourages educators to learn from setbacks, failures, and challenges, and it encountered in their teaching journey. So, by reflecting on their experiences and identifying areas for growth, educators can cultivate resilience, adaptability, and perseverance, which are essential qualities for navigating the dynamics and demanding field of education. So, overall, self awareness and reflection, it empowers as you as a teacher or as an educator or as a knowledge sharer, your teaching effectiveness. It promotes students engagement and success, cultivate positive relationships, and foster personal and professional growth in themselves and their students. So this is something which is in the self-awareness and reflection. Now, importance of clarity in instructions. If you really want you to have a good relationship, have a good involvement of children in your classroom in like this thing, and you want student to be more connected to you, be respectful to you, you should have a clarity in instructions. Just try to break down complex informations into manageable chunks to facilitate comprehension. So, how to break down complex information into manageable chunks to facilitate comprehension? So, you as an educator, if you think how to break this, it's very simple. Like breaking down complex information into a manageable chunk is something which can develop comprehension into students. So, number one is chunking. Chunking is like divide the information into smaller, more digestible chunks or sections. Each chunk should focus on a specific concept or idea, making it easier for students to process and understand. Also, organizational tools like use organizational tools such as outlines, diagrams, charts, or concept maps to visually represent the relationship between different concepts and ideas. This helps students see bigger picture and understand how individual pieces of information, relate to each other. Scaffolded learning can also help, like scaffold the learning process by starting with simpler concepts and gradually building upon them to introduce more complex ideas. So this gradual progression helps students build a strong foundation of understanding before moving on to more advanced topics. Also, uh, for a clarity of instructions, you can use analogical and metaphors, like use analogies and metaphors to explain complex concepts in terms that students can relate to the thing and can understand. So drawing parallels to familiar situations or objects can make abstract concepts more concrete and accessible to students. Also, provide examples. Use real world examples, case studies, or practical applications to illustrate abstract concepts and uh, demonstrate how they are used in practice. So concrete example helps students uh, connects theoretical knowledge to real life situations, and it enhances the comprehension and retention, which I was already talking a couple of slides back. Active learning strategies can also help in clarity in instruction, like incorporate active learning strategies such as discussion, group activities, or problem solving exercises to engage students and encourage them to interact with the material. So active learning promotes deeper understanding and retention of complex information. uh, One thing which you can also use is a check for understanding. Like regularly check for understanding throughout the lesson by asking probing questions, like conducting brief quizzes or using formative assessments technique. This allows you as an educator to identify any areas of confusion or misunderstanding and adjust students' instruction accordingly. So by using these strategies, I believe you as an educator can effectively break down complex information into manageable chunks. And bye. Very good. Go for your dance class. Bye bye. Yeah, sure. Sure. Show me the class with the back. So somewhere break down complex information into manageable chunks and making it to more accessible and comprehensible for students of varying abilities and backgrounds. So this will somewhere help you to develop a better clarity in your instructions. Of course, if I have to talk about providing clear and straightforward instructions, so of course it helps students understand expectations and tasks. How use of visual ads inside the classroom. So, you as an educator, like illustrating concepts, like visual ads can help use to illustrate abstract concept or ideas in a concrete and relatable manner. So, for example, a visual ad about environmental conversation, it can help students understand the importance of protection, like protecting natural resources. Also, stimulating discussions, like using a visual ad, can serve as conversation starters to stimulate class discussions on relevant topics. So, analyzing ads can encourage critical thinking, creativity, and perspective taking among students. One thing which can also use in visual ads, like supporting multimodal learning. So, uh, like uh, like providing visual stimulus that complement verbal explanations. So they appeal to visual learners and reinforce understanding through multiple sensory channels. Uh, this thing I believe is somewhere helpful in use of visual ads. Encouraging questions. So, what are the impacts of encouraging questions inside the classroom? So, if I have to really talk about the things in bullets, so the first thing, if you encourage questions, creating an open environment where students can feel comfortable asking questions, fosters active engagement and deeper understanding of the material which you provide. So, very first thing is like it promotes active engagement. It fosters critical thinking. It clarifies concepts. It builds confidence in children. Also, it promotes curiosity and equity. In terms of you will understand the level of the children and you will help them accordingly. Also, children learn the ability to inquire something. um, it helps, of course, the communication skills as well as your relationship with your child. So, somewhere encouraging questions inside the classroom can cultivate a culture of curiosity, critical thinking, active engagement, and open communication. So, ultimately, enhancing student learning experiences and promoting academic success, of course, for sure. So, active engagement techniques. So, what can be used into it? So, group discussion can activate, actively engage students. Uh, Peer teaching, when a peer education is going on. Hands-on activities promote student participation and it facilitates meaningful interaction. So, this is how active engagement can be used inside the class. Individualized communication. So you try to recognize and address the unique needs and learning style of individual students, which can ensure that communication is tailored to effective support their learning journey. Next is consistency in communication. What you say, you adhere to that, you maintain that. So, maintaining consistency in communication methods and expectations helps establish routines and mm, fosters a sense of predictability and stability for students. Respectful language and tone. Using respectful language and a supportive tone conveys care and values for students. Fostering positive relationships and conducive learning environment, of course, for sure. This is last, encouragement of critical thinking. So when you encourage a child for think critically, you somewhere help the child to to question, to analyze, to evaluate the information, which promotes critical thinking skills and enhances their ability to engage in meaningful discourse. So, this is something which I was all about to talk to you. So, in case if you have any doubt, any questions, I'm just switching on. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I could not switch on my video in the discussion because I did not wanted at all any one of you to get disturbed just by the voice cracking and anything which keeps up popping into the discussion. So just any question, any doubts, anyone, in case if you have anything in your mind, you want to ask something, feel free to put it in the queries so that I can also have a look. I can also answer your queries because you as an educator must be handling a lot of students inside your classroom, and that's something which is very important to be taken care of. Thank you so much for all the very warm wishes. Oh, I did not notice you all have written so many good things about me inside the chat box. Thank you so much. This is all blessings of Almighty. I would like to say thanks to Mahadev, the God helped me today's session. Due to very hectic network concerns, anyhow, we successfully completed the 1 hour training. A lot of people being there in the discussion, being popping up a lot of thoughts, what they had in their mind. They were sharing a lot of things inside the chat box. I could see that, but it was somewhere affecting the thing. So, um, like, thank you so much for being there, everyone, and thank you for so much for being such a very nice, lovely audience. You're all so good, so nice. You all have written a lot of thank you, thank you, thank you so much, and a lot of thanks to each one of you. I could explain well because you all were there for listening me and as a good audience. So with this, thank you so much, each one of you. You can log off from the session. Thank you. Namaste.